drain line for their washing machine. It's already kind of pre-cut, but they will need to take a knife or a screwdriver or a knife more likely and cut that out for their drain hose to go in.
Okay.
Of course, there's the hot and cold water. This is just a clean out line for that drain. If it gets clogged up, you can run a snake down in there, or you can call the plumber.
Okay.
The dryer vent, we know lint sometimes will build up inside there. If they ever start noticing that their clothes are not as dry as they used to be after they would go for 30 minutes or whatever, could be that lint buildup is causing that to not work as good as it could. They can get a snake that has bristles on it, kind of like what a chimney sweep would use to clean a chimney. You can run that thing up in there, or if they have a shop vac, they could use that and just try to suck up some of that lint that's inside the vent.
Okay.
And hopefully two good things will happen. One, their clothes will dry better, and we're trying to cut down the chance of something catching on fire.
Yes, sir.
I usually don't go in every room in the house. To me, it's silly to just go to a bedroom. I mean,
Yeah.
But I did check your smoke detectors. They're all hardwired together. So
Okay.
when one goes off, they all go off.
Okay.
The only thing we suggest is once a year, change the battery out. So in case there was a power outage, they'd still be all right.
Okay.
As far as that goes. Inside here, try to check the appliances. The dishwasher, it looked like it had been run because it had water droplets everywhere. So I did not turn it on. And if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to do that.
Okay.
I mean, you can grab it or turn on anything you want. Just so they know, here's their garage door openers.
Okay.
Whenever they take the house. Of course, that's just the vent for the stove top.
Okay.
And they can put stuff here, and this is pretty durable. They just don't want to beat it up too bad.
Not just go to the exterior and hope
That just goes out. That was that big vent that we saw right out here.
Yeah.
And like I said, they just turn on and off the different. I don't know if they're getting a refrigerator. That's usually the very last thing that well, most of the time I do not see a refrigerator in the house because they're waiting until the very end to do that. You can tell them that the paint inside the house is a water-based paint. So if they get a mark on it, they can get a wet rag and scrub and probably take it off. If they scrub real hard, they may take some paint off. What D.O. Horton has done, they'll go to the nearest Sherwin-Williams paint store, give them their address, and they already have the color code for the color scheme they have in here already on file. They would just need to say, give them this address, interior wall, interior trim. They don't even have to give them their name, or exterior, whatever, if they want to keep the same color scheme that they have right now.
Yeah.
So, and that's of course strictly up to them. You'll notice that the windows have a little bit of a tint to them. It's not like a car tint. I'm not trying to keep people from seeing who's inside. But this is supposed to help cut down on UV rays. And then they're going to have the drain holes or weep holes, whatever you'd like to call them. They'll have them at the bottom of all the windows. Periodically, you might want to get a wet rag or a vacuum and clean those out, just so it doesn't get clogged up so water can drain. I tell you, the blinds are one of the neatest things. I tell you, just being able to do that. You know, if you've been around like me, I never have seen that before until I started doing this.
Yeah.
And so, because little kids were getting choked, so that's the reason for that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if you don't mind, we're going to go upstairs and look at the that new stack. I tell you what, I don't know which one. No, that's not.
Upstairs?
Yeah, I was just checking to see. You just have the one filter. And it'll be upstairs here. I mean, you can see, Luke, I guess, did all this, all the paint.
Yeah.
Of course, we're at the top of the stairs. Here's the heating air conditioning system. The filter is right there. It's got the size of it down here on the corner. We recommend that you change those out once a month.
Okay.
Unless they have allergies or pets, we recommend the cheapest filter they can. That puts less resistance on the unit to pull the air through.
Okay.
Now, there's some that advertise for 3 months. Somebody was saying the other day they have some for 6 months.
Yeah.
The more resistance you give on the unit as far as it trying to grab different particles out of the air, the harder it's having to work to suck that air through or push it through, whatever you want to think about it. But that's their call on that.
Yeah.
Once they get in the house. We've said before that whenever the unit is working, it's going to produce moisture. In our atmosphere, if you've got water and oxygen, certain simple cell life like algae, moss can start growing. If it grows inside the pipe, then it could eventually clog it up. So you've got these 2 pieces of pipe over here. We're going to see here in just a second. I'm going to show you the primary condensation line, but the pipe that has the black insulation around it right here, that's the primary condensation line. Okay. The one that is just a regular pipe that doesn't have anything on it, that's the one that lead goes out to the outside of the house where we saw it over the window. Okay. About the red lights going off.
Yeah.
All right. So what we suggest is once they start moving in the house, start living in here, get some kind of a jar, a pitcher, a bucket, a container, anything that can hold water. Fill it half full with water, half vinegar. Half water, half vinegar. Once a month, get 1 cup of that solution and pour it down this hole right here that has the black insulation around it. Okay. If they'll do that once a month, just 1 cup of it, that'll kill any of the algae or moss that's inside there, and it'll keep that line open. And now they'll never see the water coming over the window. Okay. From this pipe.
Will do.
Okay. So if they want to, they could get a funnel, to put it in, make it easier to pour in. But that's the only other thing, and I forgot to do it because that's a little different. The primary condensation line is downstairs underneath the sink in the master bedroom, the master bath, and it has some black insulation around it.
I mentioned that in insulation.
And that goes, this piece right here, it eventually goes all the way to it. Okay. And that's how it's getting the moisture out of the house that's been used or that has been created as the unit is working. But that will look different than underneath the sinks of the other bathrooms. Okay. And it's just because you've got that extra set of a line going there, and that's where the condensation water will go to, and it'll just go down the drain. Okay. Usually at this time, if there's